before entering my issues. Number one, when we already prove to you about how your opinion will be limited, their ability to scrutinize will be also constrained, the best defense they have is saying, oh, it's not destroying the nations as well. I don't know why, when you want to ban certain things, you should wait the doom happen to your nation. We told you, even when the harm is still menial, you still can ban it under the justifications of preventing the bigger harms to occur in their side. What kind of bigger harms that we talk about? Okay, now, maybe you have like small biasness, but when you let this bias happen and growing time by time, you can imagine maybe someday later the bias can be translated into you will fabricate the data to make your political party you affiliate into can win the discussions. You will do whatever it takes to continue and to winning the discussions. Exactly, it is very likely because they give you funding for years. Exactly, it is likely because you have historical link made your buyer within your organizations. So even when the harm is still menial, it doesn't negate the fact that it still need to be banned under the reasons of preventing bigger harms to occur. Second, they say about this can cater the aspirations, grievances of students. You need to give questions on them because their argument has no answer why you need campus organizations as the only exclusive place to cater aspirations. When you as a student have aspirations and grievances, you can literally go personally to like House of Representations. You can personally go to join political party by your own personal individual. You can do voting in your own individual. It indicates two things. One, you still have other accessible way to share your aspirations and injecting your views, and all of them is accessible. What we need is the explanations why other platform is not accessible, and this campus organization is the only exclusive place to cater aspirations. Two, the red line is we give you access to share your grievances as long you acting as individual perspective. It's not okay to acting as one campus organization. It's not okay to use the name of your party. Before my issue, independent rebuttal. DLO talk about we need affiliation because you need experience when you jump into real life. Three response. One, understand the experience that happened in this side is so siding because it's only in the perspective of one political party. When you affiliate yourself within one political party, means you show the good side of your political party per se. Maybe you will have certain harms on certain bad side of your political party. Therefore, the experience that you get exactly the very siding one. I don't know why this siding experience is a good capital of you before jumping into the real life society. Second, we provide you comparative, something that they never provide. Exactly under the house, it's much more neutral because we don't give you prior experience of politics. Now, after you graduate, you can always criticize and scrutinize everything, every policy way more rational, way more objective. The neutral mindset of criticism is the one that contributes to the nation. Why is that so? Because the neutral criticisms not talking about how to make yourself run into power, it's not about how to make certain entity can win certain elections, but these neutral criticisms stand about how you can enact good policy for people on the ground. Last response, it's so easy for them to say, oh, it's only happened during college. After you graduate, you can free from any political party affiliations. Look, 4 years is enough to penetrate the superior narrative made by this political party. 4 years is more than enough to make sure you will still vote for this political party even after you graduate. So after you graduate, the harms of Prime Minister still able to be manifested in the debate. So we need to be, so they need to also more engage to our scenario. I have 3 issues in my speech. Number 1, I will talk about rational decisions and consent. Second, I will talk about the discussions. Lastly, in the worst case scenario, when we revoke some essence of democracy, why is it worthy to take in our house? First issue, let's talk about rational consent. 3 things. 1, currently exactly happened in the house is not rational. Because when you enter these organizations, you will get doctrinations to vote for this political party as always. No way for you to rationalize all of it. Simply because this individual and these organizations, like maybe your senior, will use their asymmetrical power to press you to also vote for the same. This asymmetrical power also press you to doctrinate you to always vote for the political party, whatever it takes. The point is, when the power of asymmetry happens, you cannot determine whether the decision is rational or irrational decisions. Second response, even when oppositions admit the political party, like create huge of development, they give funding for your research, you will forcefully need to vote those political parties. It's not because you personally calculate the rationality, but you need to feel indebted because you cannot do any payback mechanisms. The only payback you can do with all the funding, exactly you vote for this political party. Look, rational decisions only can happen when you have option and you can calculate the risk. But when you only have one option, it's not rational decisions. 3. Look, even it's irrational to make other students to vote for the same. Look, they assume every organization is same in power, same in influence, so they can get fair discussion. That's not how it works. Look, when we talk about campus organizations, there is the one who have very big organizations and the one is very small organizations. So the discussion will be still asymmetrical anyway in that. I don't know why fair discussion can happen when these big organizations carry on certain political views. Let's talk about second issue. Let's talk about discussions. They say discussions will be better in their side because they understand the experience. Look, discussions have better exactly in their side because now the capital of you to say your opinion always driven by the political party identity. You have no way to be all out to share your opinion regardless. Therefore, it's much more harmful in their side. So how about worst case scenario? When we truly revoke the some essence of democracy, when we revoke some freedom of people to express within these organizations. Look, banning certain freedom of people's view is common in status quo. See, when you become soldier or in military services, your political view also been revoked by government. The reasons why we need to revoke it simply because we need to maintain the military sector as clean as possible, as neutral as possible. What affirmative did basically is not something radical. It is just an extension of what status quo explained. It indicates that people will act normal when we ban these organizations because people will normalize and understand the reasonable reason for government to revoke this political expression. We clearly told you if campus should free from any political influence. That's why we are not allowed any official campaign to enter the varsity to very first beginning. The freedom in principle can be revoked for the good utility. We clearly told you about the benefit that we portray. We say more pure discussions. You can throw any opinion without any limitations. But when you have political party affiliations, what's going to happen? On the first scenario, when your political party create controversy policy, you understand the policy is that bad, but your affiliations force you to stay silent, or even worse, you will only exploit the benefit to overcome the harm that happened in the political party. Second scenario, when the opponent of your political party has controversy policy, your affiliations will force you to hyperbolic the harms without admitting the slight benefit that the opponent of your political party can offer. That's how bias can translate to bad policy that we promise you happen when you follow their side. Because of this reason, we are very proud.